Most people in Western Europe or the United States barely think about Albania. For years, it stayed outside the main tourist routes, overshadowed by its larger neighbors. But that is exactly why visiting this country can feel so different. Albania sits in the heart of the Balkans, on the Adriatic Sea, and once you start exploring it, you realize how much history and culture is packed into a relatively small place. The country covers about 28,000 square kilometers and has a population of roughly 2,700,000 people. Montenegro and Kosovo lie to the north, North Macedonia and Greece to the east, and the Adriatic Sea stretches along its western coast. Geographically, it may seem small, but culturally Albania extends far beyond its borders. In fact, Albanians live throughout the Balkans. Kosovo is the most obvious example, where roughly 95% of the population is ethnically Albanian. In North Macedonia, Albanians also represent a major part of society and play an important political and cultural role. Because of this, Albanian culture, language, and traditions are shared across several countries in the region. The origins of the Albanian people go back a very long time. Many historians believe modern Albanians are descended from the Illyrians, tribes who settled in the Western Balkans around 2,000 years before the birth of Christ. These communities existed long before the Roman Empire expanded into the region. This deep historical connection is one of the reasons Albanians often speak about their identity with such pride. One of the strongest symbols of that identity is the national flag. The double-headed eagle that appears on the flag dates back to the 15th century. In the year 1443, the Albanian leader George Castrioti, widely known as Scanderbeg, led a rebellion against the Ottoman Empire. He used the black double-headed eagle as a symbol of resistance. Centuries later, when Albania declared independence in 1912, the same emblem returned as the official national flag. Today, the population of Albania is mostly ethnically Albanian, roughly 82% according to international estimates. The rest of the population includes several minorities, such as Greeks, Roma communities, Romanians, Montenegrins, and others. Like many Balkan countries, the region has always been a crossroads of cultures and migrations. Another important aspect of Albanian society is its diaspora. Millions of Albanians live outside the country, particularly in European nations. Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Greece are among the most common destinations. These immigrants often maintain strong connections with their families at home, sending money and returning regularly for holidays or major family events. When traveling across Albania, everyday life reveals many small details about the country. One surprising element is the weather. In a single day, you can see sunshine, rain, and clouds moving quickly across the sky. Even during winter, the climate is relatively moderate, which is why many people still wear light jackets. Heating systems are also different from what many Western Europeans expect. Natural gas heating is not widespread, so many homes rely on electric heaters or air conditioning systems that also provide heat. Because winters are relatively short, lasting roughly 2 or 3 months, these systems are often enough for most households. Tirana, the capital city, shows the contrast between tradition and modernization. Early in the morning, the streets quickly fill with people going to work or university. Many residents move around on foot by bicycle or using electric scooters. Unlike many European capitals, Tirana does not have a metro system, but the compact layout of the city makes walking surprisingly convenient. Taxis are common and usually fall into two categories. The traditional yellow taxis are easy to spot, while newer green and white vehicles have appeared in recent years. Many of these newer cars are electric, offering a quieter and more comfortable ride. One thing that often surprises visitors is the number of luxury vehicles on the streets. Cars such as Range Rover models or other high-end brands appear regularly in Tirana. In some cases, these vehicles are rented rather than owned, but they still represent social status and success. In Albania, as in many countries, the car you drive can be seen as a symbol of prestige. At the same time, economic realities are very different. The minimum monthly salary is around 400 euros. A 100 square meter apartment in Tirana can cost close to 100,000 euros, depending on the location. Because of this difference between income and housing prices, financial help from relatives abroad plays an important role for many families. The influence of Italy is also visible almost everywhere. Due to geographical proximity and decades of migration between the two countries, Italian culture has left a clear mark. In many Albanian cities, you will find Italian-style cafes, restaurants, and ice cream shops. Even the daily rhythm of life, with long coffee breaks and social gatherings, reflects this Mediterranean influence. At the center of Tirana stands Scanderbeg Square, the symbolic heart of the capital. The square is large and modern, surrounded by government buildings, museums, and cultural institutions. Yet many visitors feel that its tourism potential has not been fully developed yet. Despite its size, parts of the square can feel unexpectedly quiet. Young Albanians tend to pay a lot of attention to style and personal appearance. Fashion, hairstyles, and social image are important, especially among people in their 20s. Most Albanians have dark hair and fair complexions, reflecting the typical physical traits of the region. In general, visitors notice quickly that Albanians are welcoming and friendly. Shopkeepers are usually polite and open to conversation. Even learning a few words in Albanian can create a friendly atmosphere and lead to interesting conversations with locals. However, many young people still leave the country to seek better economic opportunities abroad. Germany is often a preferred destination because wages there can be several times higher than in Albania. The money sent home helps families finance large life events, such as buying property or organizing weddings, which often take place when people reach their late 20s. From an economic perspective, Albania imports many products, such as electronics, cars, and technological equipment. Its main exports include textiles, agricultural products, and construction materials. At the same time, the country's coastline offers enormous tourism potential. During the summer months, coastal towns attract growing numbers of visitors from across Europe and North America. Places such as Saranda and other Adriatic resorts become busy as travelers come to enjoy the beaches and warm Mediterranean climate. To understand Albania today, it is important to remember its difficult history. The country spent centuries under Ottoman rule. Later, it experienced both Italian and German occupation during the 20th century. After the Second World War, Albania lived under a communist system until the early 1990s. These decades of isolation slowed economic development compared with many other European countries. Today, Albania is a member of NATO, but has not yet joined the European Union. The national currency is the lek. €1 is roughly equivalent to about 100 lek. Inflation has increased prices in restaurants and some daily services, which can make life more expensive for local residents. Even so, visitors from wealthier countries often find Albania relatively affordable. Religion exists but does not dominate everyday life. More than half of the population identifies as Muslim, but religious practice is generally moderate. Much of society remains secular, partly influenced by the communist period when religious expression was strongly limited. Walking through Albanian cities, you'll often hear a mix of musical influences, including Turkish and Balkan Roma sounds coming from cafes, cars, or street speakers. These cultural layers reflect the complex history of the region. For travelers looking for something different in Europe, Albania offers a fascinating mix of history, culture, and everyday life that still feels authentic. And if you enjoy discovering lesser-known places like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There are many more stories from the Balkans waiting to be explored.